Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Will, and we are back with some more Genshin Impact today. And we are going to get started on a new story quest. Here. Alright, this one. I think we should be all good for it. Wait, insufficient keys, what? I thought I had 8. Oh my god, I'm a moron! Shit, I forgot. I was looking down at the corner, not up top. I thought I had 4 keys. Not. Damn it. Alright. Well. Shit. I guess we will do these dailies super quick then. And then we'll be able to do it. Luckily, we'll have enough keys then. I completely forgot. I haven't really thought about the purple keys in forever. Just because I haven't really done dailies that often anymore. Because I mainly focus on just like regular grinding. Shoot. Dropped the ball on this one. I should have checked it earlier today. Dang it. In fact, I haven't even been up here in a very long time. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys can see it. Like, I think I've pointed this out before, but they have like a white aura around the characters. Like, if you look at them and like you look at the stairs, there's like a white aura that you can see around them very lightly that like lightens the texture color of the things in front of it. So it kind of helps your character pop a little bit. It's a really weird effect that I don't think I've ever really seen anyone do. Hello. I must stop the nuns. They're rampaging. Alright, I've done all these before, so let's just hop through this. Albert. Actually, wait, shoot, I don't have a wind person on. Let's throw on Jean. We haven't used her. Or actually, no, let's do Sucrose.
I want to help.
We'll see. This is such a ridiculously easy one. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I need to look up a video for Sucrose just to see like what's the best way to combo with her and other players, because I accidentally combo with Dayluk with her and it's like I don't know how to do it on purpose because every so often her abilities like don't trigger and then half the time they do, so it's like what am I doing differently in between those two? I might have done this daily the most out of any other daily in this whole game. And the reason why I have it set specifically so all the dailies are in Mondstadt, because I'm trying to get one to pop up that just isn't. Unless I misunderstood. Because there's a daily that happens where you're supposed to talk to a person, one of the people that represent Snezhnaya. And like it showed on the map where they're supposed to pop up, and I just am not getting it to pop up. I think it might be that guy, actually. Boom, that's done. And this guy, I swear to God, I am so sure that I've done that mission like 3 or 4 times over his head. I don't know if I can ever remember if they change it and it's just a new quest, quote unquote, but that guy constantly has quests over his head. Kind of because I ignore him. Like the guy at the fireworks shop over in Leeway. I always ignore him and his quest. Alright, we'll teleport there, right next to the daily. We're up to 5 keys. Just need 3 more quests. Shoot, I'm so sorry, I messed that up. I thought we had enough keys. I forgot that it's the ones up in the corner, not the ones down below. Which show actually how many keys you have. Wait, no, it would be over here, right? I got turned around. What is with me recently? Oh my god. I've been seeing this a lot in Elden Ring, where I normally have a really good sense of direction, but over like the last 2 months, I do not know why, but my sense of direction has went way downhill. Some might even say to an alarming degree. But I am too broke to see a doctor. Come on. Stamina. Build. Oh, there we go. Okay, this one's easy. For the most part. These ones are... Thank God. I don't even really see the point of these ones. Like, it's... You take down 2 towers. And that's the whole quest. It's like, it's more time consuming to get to the place than it is to actually handle the situation that they give us. Really? They're still... Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, they're still locked onto us? That is ridiculous. Wow, really? That one counts as in Mondstadt. We'll go do that one just because that one seems pretty far away. I actually don't remember too many dailies for on Dragonspine. I should actually look at customizing Daelux wings. In fact, yeah, it's so weird. Like, they introduced customization of wings pretty early on in the game, and they've never really done too much with it. Like, you can get wings from bulletin boards, and that's it. So there's only, like, what, 3 different sets, plus 1 set, which varies on what console you play it on, plus the base pair. It's like, I wish they did more with the wings, and I hope that they also come out with another outfit soon. Alright, gotta protect it. Oh, thank God, they're like level 83s. I was worried they'd be 90s. Might as well.
Retribution!
Oh, it's his alt. Nope. What am I doing? Yeah, there it is. There's always like one big guy.
Verdict is...
There we go. Is it that I just have to hit directly on the butterfly, I think, with the element? Nice. Alright, done. And then this one that's like right next to the teleport point.
Listen, as long as you stick to your own path, it doesn't matter what Mother Nature throws at you.
We haven't done too many of these. These are like active world events, except they're all usually pretty like basic.
Time for retribution!
Yeah. The event, quote unquote, except they're never anything too interesting, unfortunately. Really hope they do boost those up and make those a bit more interesting.
Let me weave you a verse.
Yachty. Really? Come on. I was trying to run by and pick everything up, but these things were just... They take a minute to pop up now for being able to be selected. That could be a problem. Okay, now I think we have enough. Luckily, that was super quick. Claim. I totally forgot that is what the system was. Unlock. Now let's do this. I don't know which one is gonna be like the big boss fight with the Shogun. I'm hoping it's this one. Alright, let's see what this entails. I believe this is supposed to be more focused on the puppet rather than the Shogun herself. So just like the shell that's pretending to be the Shogun. Ooh, actual camera work.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful consideration, we believe that
the Traveler would be the most suitable candidate, right?
Indeed, as ever. I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are available to help? Well, let me go over it briefly. Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission, Apparently, Rift Hounds are attacking the roots of the sacred sakura nearby Mount Yogo in great numbers.
Rift Hounds? On Narukami Island?
Yes. We are not sure where exactly these creatures come from, but this time, they are attacking in alarming numbers with great aggression and a clear target. The sacred sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this already? Good. Then you can see that this case is very urgent indeed.
Is the Tenryu Commission aware?
Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the sacred sakura's root system is vast and complex, and faced with the unpredictability and scale of the Rift Hound's attacks, they are finding it difficult to defend against them. Their main priority is to protect the civilian population, so they are actively looking to cooperate with all other available forces to eliminate the monsters. The Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryu Commission with their work. But so far, the combined efforts to combat the Rift Hounds has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation.
Wow, both of those options are pretty terrible.
You have our deepest gratitude. Your confident response puts me far more at ease. I will mark on your map the areas where Rift Hound appearances have been recently reported. I hope you won't encounter too much trouble overcoming them.
Relax. We'll be back before you can say Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Alright, let's get this. Act 2 of this. I don't even remember what we did during Act 1.
But Sakura's in danger again, huh? Who'd have thought? Keeping the sacred Sakura safe was Kazari's greatest wish, and now these mangy mutts are trying to destroy it! Time to teach him a lesson!
Or actually... No, I do. Okay, I was... Damn it. Switch to an electric person.
Alright, let's go.
For a sec there, I was like, do I need an electric person to gather more of these? But yeah, these are actually used for some people's level ups, as well as some food items. It's weird, the Sakura Blossoms they use for a lot of different things, which you actually do not see with too many items in this game. A lot of them are usually relegated to they only have one use, really. Like leveling up a specific character or a specific type of weapon. But in here, those Sakura things can be used for crafting, both items and food, as well as character level ups. So it's a very unique item. Alright, let's pour it on up there. Kamisato Estate. I can't wait until we meet the brother. That's going to be so awesome. And it's going to be interesting. I wonder how they're going to introduce him. Because like I said, the new area, I think, is going to be closer to Liyue than it is going to be to Inazuma. So I'm wondering if they'll just have a story here and as well as a second story over in Liyue.
You're attacking the sacred Sakura! Stop them!
Wow. The audio cue really didn't trigger for that one.
Power that ended Python!
Nice.
No, my sword!
Nice. Oh. Alright, big guy over there.
outlines your fate.
Is that all you've got?
Okay, I can really see how that move combos super well with Dayluk. Or just actually combos good with anyone. Those water daggers, it's like, goddamn.
Come on, we can do it. I'll protect us.
Dude, that was a total whiff.
Verdict is...
Yeah, I need to figure out a faster way to take these guys down.
Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword.
Come on.
There are so many of them. No wonder the Tenryou Commission needed help. Come on, Traveler, you can take them.
Witness the power of Guhua. To ashes.
Time for retribution!
Nice. Doing a triple combo there. Pretty nice.
Torn to oblivion.
God, I want to get her so bad. She is such a cool character.
Shogun? Wait, no. Could also be A.
Hey. Hey.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou Commission crisis.
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you, right? You sure made short work of them. That was amazing.
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that I had never understood in the past. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself having the urge to spend some time in the outside world.
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
Might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself? Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred Sakura by numerous rift hounds. I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you. If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Hmm? Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But rift hounds attacking the sacred Sakura... It brings back bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped being obliterated entirely. The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil, and the Rift Hounds were always their advance guard. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts. So you've heard of it too. That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to you, it seems like my response to these creatures was an excessive one. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue with that.
Since we are both here for the same reason, Let us work together. From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby. All of them must be eliminated.
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace Company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kinda makes you feel invincible, doesn't it? Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to tell us more about Conria. This color! It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
Do I need... Alright. Oh, no, I just have to proceed down the path. Alright. Alright, thank God. I saw some Fatui over there and I'm like, oh, please, no. Well, is it taking us to the underground, maybe?
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
It's got purple sap. Did we know that? I don't think we knew that before. It's weird.
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing? Huh?
Good questions, Detective Paimon.
What's this? Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we'd seen ghosts on our journey. But why would they appear here?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
Perhaps.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here? Could you tell us?
Who are you? What are you doing here? Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sights, I'm telling you there's no escaping them. We will defend Inazuma until our dying breath. You don't know? Inazuma is engulfed in darkness. Beasts and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They're merciless, ferocious, and they will devour everything in their path. Every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you. They'll devour it all.
Like the hungry hippos.
None of that seems to be going on around here.
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, get out of here. Now! There's no time left! The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves. I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's... the Shogun? You're back! Please, we beg you. You have to help us. You have to save Inazuma. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting ground for the beasts.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Over? But what do you mean? Shogun?
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at peace, as you will no doubt remember. There are no monsters, nor is there anything else here that could threaten your life.
What? But how? Just moments ago, they were everywhere. I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Shreds, you say?
Hey, calm down. Everything's fine now.
Huh. I think I understand. Almighty Shogun, you saved Inazuma. Yes, we were right to place our trust in the Almighty Shogun. As long as the Shogun is with us, Inazuma will last for an eternity. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
What's wrong with him?
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about. But somehow, Paimon feels all sad and hopeless.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land. The sacred sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it cannot exist for too long.
That sounds needlessly complicated of a situation that just happened.
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma 500 years ago. Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others came from the now fallen kingdom of Kanria.
Ooh.
The disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Tevat. But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of protecting Inazuma and mobilize all forces at her disposal to combat the threat. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both knew that the road ahead would likely end in tragedy.
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. In the end, Kitsune Saigu sacrificed her life to protect the people. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she kept her promise to me until the very last. But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day, both on the land itself and in my heart.
Hey.
Yes. For the longest time, I couldn't bring myself to face the pain of that loss. All my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time, powerless to keep the ones I cherished alive. But after my clash with human ambition, I thought long and hard. Now I realize I cannot fixate on the past forever. When I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of human potential. Everything far exceeded my expectations. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss, but also new encounters. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for is not the eternity that I once strove for.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is a bit of a tangent side to what she's talking about. We've seen ghosts quite a bit in Genshin Impact, but I don't think we've ever really heard of like what their belief system is. It's like there's the gods, which are like literal people with immense power, but like what happens when people die? Because obviously there's a spirit because we see ghosts. So it's like, what is it, a reincarnation cycle, a heaven, or like, I don't know if they've ever brought that up at any point in terms of stories or stuff like that. But in terms of the main story, they haven't really mentioned any of that. But that would be an interesting concept to see what that's all about, especially since the people that they believe in, like their gods, are literal people that walk the earth.
As Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, your noble souls now rest in this earth. I will never forget you, and all that you did for Inazuma.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Come on. Let's keep investigating the damage to the sacred Sakura.
Oh, I could have held off my tangent for a few seconds.
La, 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 la. As expected, there are a load of Ridtowns here.
Yes! Die.
Leave them to me.
Now you shall perish!
Hello? Oh, are you kidding me? We launched them.
There is no escape! Ha! 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 Ha!
I don't think I've ever noticed this, but wow, how have I never noticed that? The heavy attack actually adds more charge to our triangle.
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
Hello? Oh, that was awkward.
Huh? Something seems wrong with A.
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all in one go! No?
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply conserving my energy. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn at any time. I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must make sure I have the strength to face them.
Ah, makes sense! Spoken like a seasoned shogun. The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to tell the Yashiro Commission about this. Hey, the same light is leaking out again.
Let me guess, another flashback. Are we just gonna get bits of this story through each encounter?
Furuyama? Is that you?
Almighty Shogun,
What brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like this guy's talking about 500 years ago, too.
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master and a member of my retinue. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea. He brews some of the very finest tea in all of Inazuma.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in Your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required of me. It sounds like the almighty Shogun has brought a guest. I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. But please, sit and rest. After all, it's quite a mess out there.
What should we do? Oh, yeah. Sheesh. There's monsters everywhere out there. It's pitch black and loads of people have been injured.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far already. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, but it seemed rather pointless to me. So, I decided to stay. And now the almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to then?
No, sorry, Jesus.
People flee out of a desire to live on. And the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business in life. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories. I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart, a true dreamer. One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most of the life they have, seize the chance to enjoy it while it lasts, and have no regrets in the end. So you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have no reason not to be satisfied.
Perhaps you are right.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last time. What a pity. I'll never get to see what Inazuma looks like after the almighty Shogun rebuilds it anew. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. But to me, it went dark a long time ago. Once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then. So, never mind, eh? Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content and forgetting to serve the tea. The almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. A truly egregious loss of decorum. One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea set? I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens in their hasty departure.
Can't see a tea set
really. But it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious, what a fool I'm making of myself. I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous indeed.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest. We'll be back right away.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No, no, no. Your humble servant implores you, not with the war raging outside.
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memories. Leave it to us.
But, well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I need the almighty Shogun to personally collect my tea set for me. I can't decide whether it's a final regret or a final stroke of good fortune.
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now, but at the same time, this lovely old man from 500 years ago has been through so much, and it makes Paimon so sad.
I'm also feeling very nostalgic for his tea.
Oh, why don't we go to the Kamisato estate? There'll definitely be a tea set we can borrow there.
I don't know why. It's just like so much of the story in this game is gone. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's been this since the beginning. Just a lot of the slice of life stuff they try to inject is just so boring to me. It's like, cool, let's hear about the war. Oh, my teapot. Where could it be? It's like, for fuck's sake, just tell me about the war. It's like the world is interesting and it's fun to explore when they let us, and it's just like the main story is it's a bit interesting. Mainly the mysteries in the game are the most interesting parts. It's like the whole thing between the brother and sister isn't super interesting to me, especially since they ruined the big surprise so early on. Because if you forgot, within like the first 2 hours, it's like, okay, here's the main plot. We're looking for our siblings. We don't know where they are. But the whole thing is that there's a cutscene where it shows your sibling with the Abyss people, like really early on. So you're like, oh, she's working with them. So then months later, when they finally release a new part to that story, and you actually get to see her, it's supposed to be this big surprise that she's working with the enemy. It's like, not really. You told us about it 2 hours into the game. So when I'm 80 plus hours in, it's not going to surprise me because I already knew. But yeah, it's the brother-sister stuff I don't find too interesting.
And the almighty Shogun!
But but I am interested to see, all the interesting shit is the lore about the past. Very few things in the present day I actually find interesting. Because everything that I do find interesting in the present day is repercussions from the interesting shit that happened in the past. It's just so weird where it's all this really cool shit happened. Oh, it was a few thousand years ago, don't worry about it. You'll hear about it and it'll be super engaging and interesting, but it'll be very spread out. And then the everyday stuff will be kind of boring.
How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that for you right away. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, Almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set. I'll bring that here as soon as it's ready.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the traveler. Please, fetch the tea set at your convenience.
Oh shit, wait, isn't... The commissioner is the older brother, right? Or were they talking about the younger sister? Because if so, then they were already referencing the yeah, the brother. Jesus, I don't even remember when this came out. I think this was part of the newest update, probably.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Oh, no.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future held by living beings.
That's a nice shot.
They are similar, but not identical. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me. Now, it seems like she was right, while I took the wayward path.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material, or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature, and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct. In other words, it is something eternal.
That's, quite a lot to take in.
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with. Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. But now, I no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose that means our differences have been reconciled.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your Excellency's use.
It's quite beautiful. Thank you.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the gratitude of the almighty Shogun.
It's all good, sir. She's actually pretty chill.
Let us return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
Yeah, I wonder what the percentage of players of this game like actually are invested in the story heavily. Because it's like the main story parts are relatively interesting, like the big beats, but a lot of the other stuff I'm not super interested in. It's mainly a lot of the other aspects of the game that I'm really like the whole Leeway arc, like the actual character and story behind it was interesting, but a lot of the stuff that they're having us do, the whole what was it? It wasn't Lantern Rite, it was the Rite of Passing. All of that stuff I found super boring, and that took up a lot of the main story. But like everything other than that I found interesting. I need to chop down more trees. I keep forgetting to do that. Alright, there we go.
Hey, where'd he go? He wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long, as was the case with the memory we saw earlier.
So we won't get to drink his tea? We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of fate.
Yeah, the ley lines are a weird thing. I thought it was just like an energy thing, but clearly there's more going on with it.
Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea.
It's like, don't cry, Paimon. It will just make your muscles stringy for when we emergency food you.
I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major problems doing it myself.
I keep forgetting to hit auto. Jesus God, why do I keep forgetting?
The tea is ready. Please give it a try. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to explain it. You're right. But the things we've seen today have brought back many memories for me. I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass even further back. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted. But now, I'd like to broach a heavier topic, if I may. The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigu, they also took Makoto away from me, for good.
She died in that disaster too?
Yes. She went to Conria alone, without telling me. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. In any case, by the time I realized what was happening. Yes. It was too late. I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely, and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's quite a story.
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura. That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about. No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon's level.
Yes. She had such a great love for this land, and for its people. In this respect, I still do not compare to her. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. Facing the fact that she is gone is unbearably painful. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, once swallowed, leaves some sweetness in the throat. And it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle in person...
Sister? I had heard that you were looking for your family. You mean to say that she was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
Based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma, and the fate of those closest to me. So, I am afraid I can't help you.
Oh, well, that's a shame. But it can't be helped, I guess. Boy, both of you have experienced great tragedy.
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe...
Fuck. Shouldn't have done that. Hello? Alright, that was weird. Camera. Freaking out on me.
Once again, please leave them to me.
Yes.
Hey, are you sure you're all right? You're scaring us.
Fear not. Fighting is what I do best. There is no escape. Shine down.
Wow, what the heck is happening? Our meter is building super slowly.
Illusion shattered.
What the hell is happening? Oh, why does it keep doing that?
Maybe you should leave this one to us.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a breather and get your strength back. We'll deal with the monsters. Look, that's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too! Are you injured, Your Excellency?
I'm quite all right. Just feeling a little stiff.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men! They're coming back for more! Let's get them!
Don't! It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up arms to begin with.
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power granted to us by the gods.
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. You're right here with us. Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
Ring cutter.
Verdict is...
Oh my god.
Eyes on me.
Oh shit, another big one.
Ready, steady.
Don't know why I did that. Should have held that off for later. Camera. Stop getting stuck on invisible walls. That would be awesome.
No, my sword! To ashes! Let me weave you a verse.
Time for retribution!
God, his R2, the water sword, his R2 takes forever to come back. It is an extremely long cooldown.
Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Rain cutter.
All right, there we go. That was actually quicker than I thought. Yeah, comboing with that guy is so good. I can't wait to level him up more so the water blades do more damage.
Finally over.
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Dialogue. Haha.
Thank you all.
Are you okay? Maybe you should keep resting.
I'm fine. I feel much better already.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few Rift Hounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
When everyone sees the almighty Shogun safely returning, their spirits will be lifted.
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any further. We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
Just leave it to us. Fighting is what we do best. But the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back the tide of despair and lead us onward into the future. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the almighty Shogun.
Oh. Thank you all very much. I promise you that I will create a bright future for Inazuma. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall be true to my word.
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
Glory to the Shogun! Glory to the Shogun!
They're gone.
It was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The grief blinded me to how brightly they shone in their final moments. The result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, I have dishonored their will. You could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution. I owe it to them, and to all the people who have placed their faith in me to date.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now, and that's what counts.
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon, and I have neglected it for far too long. I used to think just like that samurai. that I was first and foremost a warrior, and my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done. Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient, and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. This will take time, but eventually, the future will bring healing to the scars of the past. No matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This is my promise. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the origins of this incident and tending to the root system.
Alrighty then, let's move on. He looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be all over the place right now, huh? She seems to have changed a lot since we last met her. Huh? What's wrong, eh? Come on, keep up! What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
My body... I can't move it. It looks like the situation is more serious than I thought. No need. She is calling me. The time has come. Can you help me walk? I need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Why? What's in there?
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past and take the first steps into the future.
Alright, let's see. Looks like we can climb up from here. Alright, that's not happening. Alright, let's just pop up there. So this seems like this is gonna transfer like directly into the next story beat. Normally, well, not normally, a lot of the times they don't have to direct like directly to one another, but it seems like this one is. Whoop. Yeah, you have to be able to get access to this, I guess. Oh, yeah.
We're finally here. The entrance should be nearby.
Whoa! Where'd that Torii gate come from?
I wonder if it's possible to make it this far into this story but not be leveled up enough to have this area unlocked.
It's getting worse again. But it's fine. I'm happy. I'm about to put an end to it all. This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness. It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with this body.
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto?
Follow me.
Where are we go?
So I'm not a big fan of her voice acting here, but I think it's probably just because the like character model just really isn't emoting the same emotion as the voice actor is. A bit awkward and weird.
I'm dizzy. Where did we get sucked into this time? Whoa. This place.
Looks baller.
Look over there. It's another A.
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Classic Tron situation. Am I not supposed to make the perfect system? Yeah?
Wait. Paimon knows that voice. Is that the puppet?
They have the same voice. Why would you...
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct, don't you? But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Wait. The atmosphere in here just took a turn for the worse. Are you all right now?
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body. As she indicates, once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Why does this game make things so unnecessarily complicated? In like the... not the dumbest ways, but just in ways that are just... like there's levels of unnecessary here. Multiple levels.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but not like this. It's a bit extreme. Hey, showdown with the Shogun? Never thought we'd see that day.
The rules I set for the Shogun are... no. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals. The very foundation stone of eternity. It shall not be easily swayed.
Honestly, I'm a bit surprised. I thought this fight was actually going to be in the next section that we were going to play and not in this one.
I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something? But they both just want the best for Inazuma.
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that constitutes the Raiden Shogun. It inherits A's pain. The pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So too does it inherit her determination to reach eternity. Every action undertaken is for the sake of resisting erosion. Determination, courage, love, hatred. All of these will be degraded and distorted by the incessant flow of time. Only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have no choice but to overcome. You wish to make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A. In the end, even the proud and mighty Oni Maiden was cut down in disgrace. When your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did. There is no escape! Weak, pathetic, weak. Shine down! Now you shall perish! The eye sweeps the lands!
Oh, shit.
Illusion shattered!
Bap, where is she?
Inferior.
Alright, now our ult is really building up pretty fast now, unlike it was earlier.
Pathetic. Weak. Pathetic. Lightning falls on the land of eternity. Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish! The Kitsune Sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch black rain.
Shit.
As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
Thunder! I shall not fall here! The fleeting shadow.
Oh, sweet, we recovered too. Awesome.
Shine down!
Damn it.
Illusions are but distractions. Shatter.
Oh my god, we got lucky with that one. And we got a trophy for it. I think maybe it was taking out the right one the first try.
Now you shall perish. The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time.
Damn it.
No escape.
Weak. Damn it, she healed up again.
Shine down. Torn to oblivion. Absurd. Inferior. There is no escape. The eye sweeps the land.
Daddy.
Only empty.
Why did they do that? Like,
Finally defeated her?
okay, they do something so annoying in that at the end of every fight, they automatically switch back to the character that you were when you first started the encounter, which makes the entire game just like freeze and lag for a few seconds. And it's like, why do you do that? We're not going into any kind of scene where that's necessary. It's like, hold off. Just like keep us the character, go to the cutscene, and maybe when we're exiting the whole event slash fight, then switch us back. Instead of unnecessarily doing it in the middle of all of this. Like, I really don't understand why they do that. It just makes the game, like, lag and act weird.
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled.
We got lucky that we were able to, like, there was a heal somewhere in there. I don't know why we healed, but we did.
But how long can your will remain strong?
How the heck?
In this realm of consciousness, her existence is tenacious indeed. She was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living beings, including you and me.
Then
Why would you do that?
never-ending battle?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking, one that will be resistant to erosion. If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change, and Inazuma can never move forward. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how many times we must fight, I will defeat her.
Okay, look that. Bye.
500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new, healthy branches might spring to life in their place. It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun does not exist is nothing to fear. I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but a drop in the ocean of eternity. I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. This is my oath. Please, be my witness. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Witness me! Wow, a lot of references there. Okay, so that actually... Interesting. That was not the boss fight I thought it was. In fact, I didn't even know there was going to be that one. There's another one where she apparently gets like puppet arms, like extra puppet arms. That's the fight I thought we were going into.
Looks like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A and the Shogun to keep on duking it out in there forever? She was making sense, and maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times, and has a history of rushing into difficult situations. What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen, and then she might never leave again. Yeah, we should help her out, like we did last time. The quicker she gets through this, the better. Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win the fight? Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen to A while she's in there. Oh, but we also can't get in there anymore. Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't feel time on now. Okay, maybe if we both ram into it at the same time really, really hard. Oh, you're right. Paimon nearly forgot about her.
So that's probably where the next step comes in.
Who knows if she really understands these consciousness realm playing thingies more than we do, but there's no one else we can turn to. All right, up the mountain we go. Go, Barbara, go!
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to unravel it for you. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first few times.
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech, do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's A. She...
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like A all right. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts like such a child sometimes. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
Is she playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose, for sure!
Uh-huh. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura, and from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of euthymia.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me, what was it like? Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little difficult to explain things later on, that's all. First things first, follow me to the entrance.
Oh, goddamn. Seriously? They have us come up here just to go back down there. Goddamn. Okay, now I'm confused in what direction it is. There it is.
Now then, I always have my ways. It's just a question of how crafty I need to be. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar, so I can sense her rough whereabouts. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm, I can still send you to where A is.
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can still send us there. What?
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, she is surrounded by chaos. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown corner of space-time. This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
What? Alright, well, Paimon, stay here then. You two can go in.
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
You... Paimon had it up to here with both of you! Oh, fine! Paimon's coming too.
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Now, I shall send you on your way. I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. My suspicions have been confirmed. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination. Well then, the door's open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything happens. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter. Get to work.
Alright, a second boss fight. Sweet. We'll see how this goes. Last time we fought... Well, not the last time. The first time we fought the Shogun, that was actually really difficult for us. So we'll see how this fight goes. Real cutscenes!
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And this is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability of fate, perhaps. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? So you're finally willing to... Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations.
There we go.
The energy they consumed Great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night. And the will they demanded.
Susanoo, baby.
Minds and crush dreams. Yet, you,
Oh shit.
I will endure forever.
There we go. Damn it.
Shine down. Inferior. Eternity.
Good music. Shit. This is not good. We're gonna die. It's got so many moves going on.
The will I carry within me will never be eroded nor destroyed.
Oh, there we go. How did we get our health back? That's what I'm not understanding.
Illusion shattered. All obstacles.
Is it just like, does it just always come back? Or is that Barbara somehow affecting us?
Witness the final calamity.
That is so dope.
Perish. Shine down.
Daddy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's Barbara's like resurrection effect that healed us.
This is the end. You have won. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future, and you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Musou Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me, to encourage me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Musou Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto barely wielded a blade in her life, and yet her blade brings me closer to her. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But... you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it, before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really?
Unnecessary time travel? It is! For your years of strife were meaningless.
Time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, A? I am so happy right now. because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
Huh. Honestly, I thought we were gonna be... That was a cool fight, but why the hell did the Traveler go back? There was like no point to us going there. We just sat on the sidelines watching the fight. And it was kind of weird. It's like they could have just pushed us out, had the fight, and just cut to us being outside of the border, outside of the realm. It's like we didn't have to be in there.
The present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past.
Yes.
No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of time becomes murky.
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. Ah, so that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything, it's that seed.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
No, but I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search, Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside, so it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome.
I really wish the main character could talk in this game, because then you don't have dialogue like this where it's, let me project things onto you so then people think that's what was happening. And it's like, so it's like explaining a plot to the movie inside the movie. It's like, yes, that's exactly what just happened. Thank you.
You too have my thanks. You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yes. Thank God they were able to foresee all these unforeseeable circumstances to lead you to the one spot that you needed to be for all of this to happen. Amazing.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past.
Yeah, how many centuries was it? Like, was it... It was either 2,000 or 5,000, I can't remember.
Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing!
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days? Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it.
Alright. So... Huh, we got a new item. So out of all of that, unfortunately, it was only the final... third or the final fourth that was actually somewhat interesting.
May the blossoms of this sacred sakura bloom eternally. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. Makoto's gaze was always fixed on the people of Inazuma. I always assumed it was because that was her duty. But now, I see that hers was a gaze full of delight and hope. It was not just a duty, but a joy, too. She loved humanity very dearly.
If the people of the past deserve the gods' attention, then so do the people of the future.
Indeed. No longer will I ignore their passions and dreams.
Okay, honestly, I'm a little disappointed that that's the takeaway from this, because it's like, I thought we settled this like 2 or 3 months ago when we finished up the main story.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
Honestly, none of this stuff really interests me. God, I do not know why this... The more I play this game, the less interesting any of the story becomes. I don't know if it's just me or if it's a decrease in, like, just writing. Where are we? 9? How do you have 9? I could have sworn we did something the other day that got us 10. What? Grab that. Grab that. Alright. We got this in the middle of the fight. Oh, it's the first slot. I don't know what that means. What? Okay, so we got that one somehow. It's super vague and non-specific. Achievement. Okay, just checking to see where are we at. So we only need like 200 more, then we can do another 10 drop. Oh wait, no, I should go to here, and we are going to put some more levels into this boy. Yes! Alright. We need 12 of those water ones. Luckily, those water fights are pretty easy now with Dayluk on our team. Okay, I'm about halfway through his constellation. It's good to know. Yeah, and I have to grind for the Hilly Troll masks, which I do not know why. It just feels like the masks are... They're not hard to get, they're easy to, but it's like... When I fight Hilly Trolls, it just feels like I get way more, like, arrows from, like, the archery Hilly Trolls than I do the actual masks from all of them. It's really weird, and I still need to do this. I have not done the dungeon that gives these out in Leeway too much. I've done it, I think, once, like, many months ago. And luckily, every Leeway, almost all the characters that I do are from Mondstadt, so I really haven't had to dive too deep into Leeway stuff. But yeah, that is probably... Oh yeah, it's already time. Yeah, this took way longer than I thought. And honestly, not much really happened if you look at it. I mean, majority of the information and the story really happened near the end there. But yeah, it just felt... I don't know, it felt weird just because we didn't play the first part in a while, so I couldn't really remember all that. Plus, it kind of felt like all of this was... Well, most of this was resolved at the end of the main story. And then the follow-up first chapter. And then this one just like... It just feels like they just keep extending this story that... Like, there are interesting and necessary parts to know in it, but it feels like they could have delivered that information in a different way, and like they're just extending this story artificially to give us this other information. where it's like, this could have been an entirely different plot line, and we could have learned about her sister and all that in a completely different way, instead of this weird, awkward story of like, we're two halves of the same people, but we're two different people, and so we must fight for what is apparently centuries off screen. I don't know. It's just like, it's like trying to tell a story, but it's in the most bland way possible. It's like, I'm gonna fight them. Okay, bye. You come back 5 minutes later. Wow, you two look exactly the same. I know, but we were fighting for centuries. It's just like the way that they're trying to deliver like certain information like that should be impactful. That should like matter. But it's just like, no. It's just a sentence that they said that has zero impact on anything. It's like, then why did you fucking set it up that way in the first place? That's like having a 6-hour dissertation about a fucking sakura tree, and guess what? I'm getting my master's in not biology or botany, but rather in, I don't know, some shitty art degree. It's like, then what was the point of the dissertation? Oh, well, that's information you probably might needed to know. No, you didn't. It's just weird, stupid shit where it's like they deliver information that's meaningless in a very, like, apathetic way, which makes it very uninteresting, even though it should be. I'm sorry. Today, I've just been complaining a lot about this game, because today it's just like, apart from the boss fight, this just encapsulates everything that I don't like about this fucking game. But luckily, next week, we're going to be doing so much fucking Elden Ring. We're doing like 4 or 5 days of Elden Ring, and then the new update's going to be happening. I think it's next week. Pretty sure it said it was the 30th. It was supposed to be, so next Wednesday. But yeah, that is the end of today. So that's it. That's it for day 569 of streaming in a row. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, probably Tuesday, we're doing nothing but Elden Ring. Then the Genshin Impact update's gonna happen. And if by some miracle, which I doubt it, I get it on Tuesday, we'll play it on Tuesday. But we probably won't, so we'll play Genshin Impact on Wednesday and Thursday back to back, and hopefully be able to explore the new area. But in the meantime, I'll work on getting more of those purple keys, which I completely forgot was a thing in this game. So we'll be able to do the next story beat as well with the Shrine Maiden. We'll be able to do this one. And then maybe we'll look into some of these. We have quite a few of them. But yeah, that is it for today, guys. Links down below for my Twitter, where I tweet out every day when I'm online and what I am playing, as well as a link over to my YouTube channel where all my previous streams are uploaded. And yeah, hopefully I will catch you guys tomorrow with some more Elden Ring. If not, I will see you guys back here next Wednesday, probably, with Genshin Impact. Like I said, my Twitter, link down below. I'll let you guys know what the final outcome is on Tuesday when we are getting the download, probably. So, yep, see you.